Hi friends, I'm Julia and I'm the mother and I'm also a grandmother.
And I'm Jocelyn and I'm her oldest daughter and also a mommy. Tonight we wanted to share with you this book, Mommy, Why Don't We Celebrate Halloween? This has been a book that she shared with me when I was little and I had questions why we couldn't go trick-or-treating or do other Halloween activities, or why didn't we decorate the house with skeletons and bats and stuff. And this has been something I've shared with my son that's made it very easy to understand.
So, let's talk about that. Why don't we celebrate Halloween? Well, a long time ago, there was a group of people overseas, and they believed that on Halloween night that dead people would rise up and walk around and do things to people, and they were so scared they would put out bowls of food and treats and trying to scare them away or appease them. And then there was also some farmers in Ireland, I believe is the way the story goes, and they would make a big bonfire and put on animal skins and horns, and some of the farmers would even put on animal heads.
Ugh.
And they would do this around the fire. Another group, they would carve out the inside of pumpkins or the inside of turnips and they would put lights in them, and these were all designed to scare away evil spirits, as far as I know. Mm-hmm. So because of that, there are some people that choose not to celebrate Halloween. And I looked it up, and I think it's very interesting. Did you know that 1 in 4 Americans, so roughly somewhere between 25% and 30% of Americans, choose not to celebrate Halloween for various reasons, but they just choose not to.
I did not know that.
So it's not a little tiny group that doesn't celebrate. There's others,
right.
Others that choose that too for whatever reason. Like maybe it's not in their budget, or or maybe they just want to stay home in the dark, or I don't know what they want to do. So what we choose to do now. There have been years that we chose to turn the lights off and not acknowledge trick-or-treaters, but there are years that we have made up little treat bags, and we've done that for this year. And the reason we do this is because we don't just hand them candy. We choose to hand them a child-type tract. It's called a tract, T-R-A-C-T, and it has little cartoon things in it and jokes and things like that. There's all different kinds out there that you can get, and we do that and slip it in the little bag, because on the back of it, it has a simple prayer of how the child can ask Jesus to be their Lord. So I have always looked at it when we used to sometimes you girls even wanted to dress up and pass it out. But when the kids would come to the door and say trick or treat, we would say, Jesus loves you, and hand them one of these. And we made sure there was really good candy and a really nice prize, so they wouldn't think, oh, all I got was this piece of paper, So we on purpose did it that way.
Yeah, and that's still what I do with our son. And he loves to dress up. And we'll open the door. He'll feel so excited, ring the doorbell, he'll run to the door, and he's got our little bags made up, and he passes it, and he says, Jesus loves you. And so we've done that for years now, ever since I think he was 3 the first time we did that. But then we also added to it, we like to decorate, in between the trick-or-treaters, we decorate cookies, because our neighborhood is not as busy with trick-or-treaters as some of the others, so he was waiting around for trick-or-treaters. So we decided to decorate cookies, and
So that's your new tradition.
We get all the fun sprinkles and frosting and everything. So
now, do you remember the one year when we moved to this state where we had at least 80
it was
trick-or-treaters?
a little bit over 80 within like the hour or two that the trick-or-treaters were coming. We were scrambling because they used up all of our bags with tracts and candy. We were looking for other good candy and prizes, but we found it, and we made it
how
work.
many times do people come to your door and you feel comfortable saying Jesus loves you, and having the opportunity to sow the track into their life?
She always told us when we were little, it's my porch, and I'll tell them Jesus loves you if they come on my porch if I want to. So that's what I've done too, is we make sure and tell them Jesus loves you.
And most of the time people were really pleased about that.
Yeah, the parents were
And I remember sometimes you and your sisters would get babysitting gigs out of it. And you thought, hey!
The parents would be like, hey, we really like that you did that. Would you like to babysit our kids? So, and also made money babysitting afterwards for the holidays.
So that worked out real well for that. So what you got planned this year?
Well, in addition to passing out the treat bags and things like that on Halloween night, the week before, our church is holding a fall social. And so my son is dressing up for that, and they'll have all kinds of games and prizes and things like that for the kids.
And non-scary stuff.
Yeah, the kids dress up non-scary, and the adults get to fellowship, and everybody gets hot dogs and can make s'mores and things like that. So that's what we're going to do this year.
This colorful and cheerful book will help you explain more clearly to your children why you don't celebrate Halloween if that's your choice. Click in the link below.